Hey VC, it's Jonathan, your cheap and cheerful record collector. How's everybody doing today? Um, I'm doing a little different video today. As you can see, I'm not sitting down, I'm standing up. People have been telling me my videos are a little bit too boring, too slow, not much going on, not enough animation. So hopefully this is enough animation for everybody to see what's going on. Anyway, I went and met Brian from Shamrock and Records last Saturday at the record fair here in Portland, Maine. Brian hasn't had many videos in quite a while. Or hopefully that once his life settles down, he'll get some more videos back up on there, because I know we all want to see what he's been doing. So went to the record fair. Got to admit, is less dealers than last year, about 4 or 5 dealers short. So I did well. I mean, I got great stuff. Brian sort of struck out, but I think I did really well. Also bought some new vinyl, so I want to show you the new stuff first, then I'll show you what I got at the record fair. These 3 I got at a local record store called Boomless Music. I go there quite often. They have all the records set up by category, but at the end of the category, they have whatever happens to be, blues, folk, jazz, discounted. They have a section of discounted albums. So these were all marked down, so some of them I just couldn't resist with the markdown. First one is a jazz album. I've been looking at this I love this kind of stuff. This is Freddie Hubbard on Blue Note, and it's with Tina Brooks on tenor, McCoy Tyner, Sam Jones, and Clifford Jarvis on drums. Nice Blue Note recording, Blue Note label. We've all seen that before. So a wonderful record. Really happy with it. Sounds fantastic. It says Freddie Hubbard. Next one I bought, that was like 25% off normal. The other one, this was like 50% off. I wasn't going to buy it, but at 50% off, I couldn't say no. And it's the Iceman, Albert Collins. And this is a live 3 LP set recorded in Germany in 1980. A lot of times I'm hesitant to buy the new recordings of old live concerts. A lot of times they just pick crap. They just churn them out and it sounds terrible. Case in point was the Paul Butterfield Band album they put out Record Store Day a number of years ago. Early recordings, virtually unlistenable. It was so bad. I mean, the performances were fine, but the recording was so horrible, I just couldn't listen to it. This one actually, pretty good. Comes off well. Decent recording. Nice gatefold, really well done. There's the man himself. So I'm real pleased with this. Albert Collins, recorded live 1980 in Germany. 3 record set. Pretty good, pretty good. Enjoy that. While I was in the blues section, I had Mississippi Fred McDowell. This is I was older, I think the recording is 1956, I think I remember saying. Him with the guitar and backup by his wife, Annie Mae McDowell. Recorded 1965 in Mississippi. Nice new pressing of it on a beautiful yellow vinyl from Black Lion Records out of England. So, sounds great. Mississippi Fred McDowell, one of the original bluesmen. Actually got to see him at the 1970 Ann Arbor Blues Festival, which was pretty great. Not much on the back to see. So there, Mississippi Fred McDowell. And now the rest of the records are all the records I got at the record fair. This one I've been looking for quite a while. It's been around, obviously, because it's not something that's so hard to find, but I'm real happy to find a clean copy at a good price, and that's Dylan and the Band, The Basement Tapes. I had way back when the original Great White Wonder, which was one of the first bootlegs that came out, white record, and basically this album came out probably in the early 70s. Had that for years, really terrible recording, so I was real happy to get a new clean copy of this. Then I got 2 by this next artist. This one, I just realized I didn't have it. It's the kind of record you should have in your collection. I couldn't believe I didn't have it until I was looking for some other stuff and realized I didn't have the Van Morrison, his band and street choir album. So I was happy to pick that up. Nice clean copy. Everyone knows this record. Domino, I've Been Working, I'll Be Your Lover Too, Blue Money, Gypsy Queen, Street Choir. I mean, great album. And this is on the Warner Brothers with the Palm Tree album label. So really happy to have that, add that to my collection. And while I was there, I saw another Van Morrison, which I didn't have, which is the Live at the Grand Opera House in Belfast. Can't find a date on this, but I think it's in the 80s, 84, yeah. So, never heard this one, but everyone says it's a great album, so I'm looking forward to giving this a spin. Love Van the Man, so happy to have this in the collection. Next one, this one I had, and I let it go for some reason, and then the person I sold it to, actually it was Brian, said, "Why did you sell me this record? It's so great." And then I realized it was a big mistake, so I was happy to get it back in my collection. And it's John Hartford, and this is Aeroplane. I'm going to say 70s, but I don't see a date on it here. 1971, there you go, 1971. So, really great country folk. John Hartford. While I was there, I saw this record, and actually I got this at a record store the same day after we left the fair, where we went to another local record store digging around, and Brian said, "You like these guys, right?" And I said, "Yeah, who doesn't?" Sir Douglas Quintet. Beautiful little opening gatefold there. Opens like a book. So love Sir Douglas Quintet. I have a bunch of his stuff. Never have enough of Doug Somm and Sir Douglas Quintet. This is on Phillips, black label, nothing special there, but love me some Doug Somm. While we're at that record store also, I found this one, which I've been looking for a while. The first Spirit album. I have like 3 or 4 of their other ones, but they don't have haven't had this one for many years. So I was real happy to find a nice clean copy at a reasonable price to add back on the collection. Randy California, and the Cassidy on the drums, etc. Great album. Fresh Garbage, Topanga Canyon, Water Woman, etc., etc. And they're in the news right now, yet again, because of Stairway to Heaven, supposedly is a ripoff of a tune by Randy California. And it is. I mean, it's basically the same tune. I don't know why Zeppelin didn't just pay Randy California off, admit that they done it, pay him off and be done with it. But they're still fighting it in court. Randy California is no longer with us. He died a number of years ago. And his estate is still fighting with Led Zeppelin people. Just a shame. Randy California, if you don't know Randy California, was like 16 years old, living in Greenwich Village in New York. Went to a club and heard this guy playing guitar, Jimmy James and the Blue Flames, which was Jimi Hendrix. They became friends. And Hendrix said, "So where are you from, kid?" And he goes, "California." He goes, "All right, Randy California." That became his name after that. And he invited him to go to England with him when Chaz Chandler was bringing Jimmy to England to form a new band. And Randy said, "Great, I'll go." He went to his mom and said, "Mom, I'm going to England to join a rock and roll band." She goes, "No, you're 16 years old. You're going to finish high school. You're not quitting school and go to play in a rock and roll band." So Jimmy went without Randy California. They moved back to California with his mom, and then he started the band Spirit. In the band Spirit was Cassidy on the drums, the bald guy back there. That was his new father-in-law. His mother married that guy. Spirit, great band. Also, when I was there at the record show, I don't have any of this man's albums. I've wanted one for a while. This one was sealed at a good price, and it's Fela Kuti from Africa. So really looking forward to digging into this one. Ransom Kuti and the Africa 70. So a nice sealed copy. Love me some Fela Kuti. And then I got a couple of jazz albums. The Amazing Bud Powell. This is on Blue Note. I don't think this is the DMM version. No, this is the the newer Blue Note on solid blue with a white musical note. And this has Bud Powell on piano, Paul Chambers on bass, and Art Taylor on drums. Sounds fantastic. Great, great record. Next jazz album I picked up was Art Blakey and the Jazz Messengers, The Big Beat, with Lee Morgan, Wayne Shorter, Bobby Timmons, Jimmy Merritt, and Art Blakey, of course, on drums. Fantastic. Just unbelievable record. This is what they call, this was, I think, in the mid-'80s, a release or repress, and it's a DMM recording, which means digital metal mastering. It's gotten sort of a bad rap among jazz aficionados. I think it sounds great. I don't think it sounds bad at all. Bass was wonderful. Wasn't too, they say it's supposed to be too harsh. I didn't find it harsh at all. I found it warm, and I found the bass was just beautiful. So there you go. Art Blakey and the Jazz Messengers. And last but not least, certainly not least in my eyes, is Horace Silver. There's a Horace Silver quintet, finger popping. Blue Mitchell, Junior Cook, Horace Silver, Eugene Taylor, and Louis Hayes. And also it's a DMM, digital metal mastering, on Blue Note. And again, sounds great. Love me some Blue Note. Whenever I can find a Blue Note jazz album in decent condition for a good price, I'm all over it. So that's what I picked up recently. Got a lot more to show at another time. Hope everybody's been watching the Ken Burns country music documentary on PBS. It's great. I mean, there are some interesting things. I learned some things. There are things I would have shown more, and things that he's emphasizing that I wouldn't have emphasized as much, but still a great series and a great introduction if you don't know things about country music. So definitely worthwhile watching that. Thanks for watching. Hope everyone's having a good early fall. And if you're not subscribed, please subscribe down below. I've got a bunch of new subscribers, so hi and welcome aboard. And that's it for today, okay? Till next time. Peace.